If you've got decent ski gear and you're still cold by midday, I'm really, really sorry. But also, this video is for you because staying warm on ski days usually isn't about buying more stuff. It's about a few small mistakes that quietly drain heat all day long. I'm an outdoor journalist based outside Aspen, Colorado, and I spend anywhere from 50 to 60 days per year on skis. It's a lot. And this is something I still have to manage intentionally, even with good gear. A lot of people assume that if they're cold, it means their jacket isn't warm enough or their gloves aren't good enough. But a lot of the time, most cold ski days come from systems breaking down. Timing, circulation, and heat loss in places you don't really notice until it's too late. To be clear, this isn't a gear video. This is about why good gear still fails good people and how to fix that. So let's go. Tip number one, use those vents way before you even feel hot. This first one is probably the biggest and most overlooked. Most people use vents reactively instead of proactively. You see how I changed that prefix there? It matters. People mostly wait until they feel hot, and by then, the system is already breaking down. By the time you feel warm or sweaty, moisture has already built up inside your layers. And once that moisture is there, it doesn't really matter how good your jacket is. You are fighting it for the rest of the day. The mindset shift is this: vents are not for cooling down, they're for staying dry before heat builds. You see what I did there? Experienced skiers crack vents early on the first run, sometimes on a really sunny groomer, hiking a short pitch, or even while skating across the flat. Not because they're already overheating, but because they're managing what they know is coming next. You're not trying to be cold, you're trying to avoid sweat becoming a problem later that will then make you cold. Bottom line, if you're venting when you're already uncomfortable, you're already behind, and that's going to make you colder. Tip number two is a sneaky one: hidden heat loss at pressure points. The second thing that quietly makes people colder all day is heat loss at pressure points, places where insulation gets compressed or circulation gets restricted. This is sneaky because it doesn't feel dramatic in the moment. But think about boot buckles that are cranked a little too tight, backpack straps pressing down on insulation, tight cuffs at your wrist, or even sitting on cold chairlifts where you're sitting on the insulation on the butt of your snow pants. Your layers are getting compressed. And here's the deal with that: insulation only works when it's allowed to loft. All the heat is trapped in the air in between the feathers. And if you're smushing it, there is no air, there is no loft. When insulation is squished or when blood flow is restricted, you lose heat so much faster than you realize. And sometimes the fix isn't adding anything, it's loosening something like a boot buckle, shifting a shoulder strap, or just being aware of where heat is quietly leaking out. So, yeah, this is one of those things that explains why people feel fine in the morning, but miserable by lunchtime, even though nothing big has changed. Tip three, this one's personal. Warmth is a circulation problem too. This third one is big, especially on longer or colder days. Warmth isn't just about insulation, it's about your personal circulation too. Cold hands and feet often get blamed on gloves or socks or boots, but a lot of the time the issue is blood flow, not fabric. And truthfully, sometimes this can't be helped. I personally have terrible circulation, especially in my hands and my toes. I am always cold. And there was a long time where that cold kept me from skiing because I couldn't figure out how to stay warm enough. So if that sounds like you, don't sweat it. You are not alone. But other times you can change it. Locked up posture on cold days, standing still for long stretches, overly tight ski boots, or just general fatigue can all reduce circulation. And no amount of insulation can fully compensate for that. This is why experienced skiers tend to stay subtly active, flexing ankles on the lift or kicking their skis together, swinging arms, staying loose instead of static. You can't insulate against poor circulation, but you can work with your body instead of fighting it. Novel concept, right? So basically, here's the bottom line. The common thread here is that staying warm all day isn't about one magic fix, one magic item, one magic glove, one magic jacket, whatever. It's about avoiding small cumulative mistakes. A little moisture, a little compression, a little reduced circulation. None of these feel like a big deal in the moment, but together they add up fast. Once you start thinking about warmth as a system instead of a product, cold ski days get so much easier to manage. But also, this is why things like shell breathability and fabric care do matter. Not because they're flashy or bougie or whatever, but because they support that system. If you missed my video last week on caring for Gore-Tex in waterproof shells, I'm going to link it below just in case. It explains why good shells stop working when moisture management breaks down. But honestly, even changing just one of these things can make a noticeable difference the next time you ski. So give one a try and see what happens. Report back too, so I can hear all about it.